Next question. Can you discuss peer leadership a bit? Such as during the BOLC, which is Basic Officer Leader course.
In the Army, yeah.
In the Army. Ranger School or other training environments without a command structure. I know you've touched on it before and said that it's probably the toughest form of leadership. But if you could discuss things that have worked well for you and any tips in these environments.
So peer leadership, and actually whether that's harder than leading up the chain of command, which takes the most amount of nuance and technique and savvy, as opposed to peer leadership, which definitely takes a lot as well. And there's nothing new here.
Yeah.
Nothing new when you're trying to lead peers, just like when you're trying to lead up the chain of command, you're trying to lead down the chain of command. What are you going to do? Number one, you're going to be humble. You're going to listen. You're going to lead when it's time to lead. You're going to follow when it's time to follow. Take the hard jobs, work hard, put the priority on the team instead of yourself. Accept the blame when things go wrong. Give credit away to the team when things go right. Keep your ego in check. And keeping your ego in check is very important because when it comes to peer leadership, this turns into like there's a little ego struggle going on. There's actually a big ego struggle coming on over the whole time because what peers are actually competing with each other in some form for promotion, for authority, for recognition. So you're going to want that credit. You're going to want to be recognized. And those little things inside your brain, if you really want to be a good peer leader, you got to let them go. You got to let them go. You got to stay humble. Now, for instance, when you come up with a plan, you can't get addicted to your plan. You can't think that your plan, you can't impose your plan on your peers. You don't want to do that. You want to hear other people out. And in fact, one way to build leadership credibility is when you become champions of other people's plans. And you go, man, that's awesome. I'll run with it. And you take a leadership role with someone else's plan. How cool is that? They actually love you then. They say, man, Jocko doesn't have an ego. He's running with the plan I put out, and he's giving me credit for it. Of course you're building leadership credit with that person. Now, so those are challenges, right? And, a lot of that, again, boils back to ego. But the other thing is you got to be mentally nimble when you're doing peer leadership because you're going to be constantly shifting back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between the dichotomies of leadership. The things of being aggressive, but not being overbearing, being a leader and being a follower, stepping up and yet not stepping on people's toes. So you gotta balance those, and you gotta be going back and forth between those all the time, and that's what makes peer leadership hard. Because if you and I are peers, if I'm in charge of you, then we know that, and so I can I can be a little bit more inactive in my balancing act because I'm in charge. So, hey, Echo, this is what we're going to do. I can be less active in balancing. And same thing if you work for me. We know what the roles are. You're leader, I'm following. It's that. The other way around, I'm leading and you're following. We know what the roles are. With a peer, it's just constantly balancing. And if I go too strong in one direction, I'm going to offend your ego, which is going to make you turn against me, which is where all these problems come from.
Yep.
So, the biggest thing about that balance is what makes you good at balancing it is knowing that it's there. That's what gives you the ability to balance, is that you know that you are balancing. When people don't know that they're balancing, that's when they're just like, hey, I'm leading, I'm stepping up. So they just lead and everyone goes, man, this guy's a jerk. He has a big ego. That's what you don't want to do. Yep. But when you know that, hey, if I'm stepping up to lead right now, I need to pay attention to look around and see how people are taking it and make sure that I'm getting the support of people. And if I'm not, then I'll go, hey, Echo, you seem to have really good input on how this, why don't you take this section and lead it? So people see, oh, Jocko's not trying to take control of everything. He's not a control freak. Yep. That's what you want to make happen. Yep. So that is, in a nutshell, some advice on how to lead in the peer situations.
Yeah, fully. When you first meet someone, a peer, especially guys have this a lot, where if they're even close to being you identity wise, like, within a certain age of you, within a certain build of you or whatever, your brain goes into this like real focus mode, this small part of your brain, and it wants to make a decision. Is this guy my enemy or my friend? I want one of them. I don't care which one, but I just got to figure out what it is. So automatically you feel sense of competition when you see a guy near you in your like environment. Like if you go to the gym or you go to jiu-jitsu, like what happens if a new guy walks in and he's about your size and he walks into the jiu-jitsu arena?
There is an assessment
competition. Yep, assessment. Oh, don't let him be wearing a black belt. Oh, that's even closer to you now. Now it's like, okay, who's this guy? Who's this guy? And then
we got something to settle.
Yeah, but let's say he rolls up to you and he's just so nice to you.
Yeah, of course.
And then you guys roll. He's good. He gets you whatever.
He disarmed me.
Right, but he's really nice. He likes the same football team you like.
I'm saying he disarmed me.
Right.
By saying, hey, man, what's going on? Hey, it's really good to meet you. I've heard of you. I know you train with Dean Lister. Dean Lister's like one of the main guys I've always liked. It's great to meet you, Jocko. I appreciate you guys letting me come to the gym, man. Love to roll with you sometime, if you get the chance. Just, I know, really respect your all's game.
Right. Yes, exactly right. So boom, now that decision that you like on this primal level have to make.
Yeah, I made
You're
it.
like, okay, I got you. You're my friend. You're my ally. But you get a guy who only mad dogs you, but with other calculations, he's kind of the same as you, more or less.
Yeah. If he's mad at so now this is the thing to take what you're saying, which is 100% right. And folks, this isn't just about jiu-jitsu, obviously.
Right.
This is about life. And when you meet a person that comes into your office and they have a role at their company or within your company or at another company, and you're meeting them for the first time, and you know that there's somewhere equivalent of what they're an EVP or they're an SVP or they're a VP, and you know that you are too, or they're a regional manager or whatever the case may be. You're automatically doing an assessment. So what do you want to do? Do you want to bring them to make the friend decision or foe decision?
Right.
Let's be leaders.
Yeah, and that's the key right there.
And create relationships, not adversaries.
Yes.
Boom.
Or not adversarial relationships.
Yes.
Playing words, obviously. But yeah, and the key there, how you're saying, is you want them to make the decision that you're their friend.
Yes.
You're not saying you make the decision that that's your friend.
And you know what else? Just going to ego and insecurities, the more secure you are as a person, the easier it is to be nice to them.
Right.
Like when someone comes into the gym and they're mad dogging me, it's not hard for me to be like, hey, man, what's going on? Hey, where are you from?
Right.
Because I know I've been training for a long time. I know that they're not going to mop the mat up with me. It's not going to happen.
Oh, right. Yes.
Like, because I'm confident,
Secure, yeah.
I'm secure. I know I've been training for a long time. If I'm in a business world and I meet someone and I know that they're might be close to my equivalent, am I insecure where I got to bow up to them and act like a tough guy? No. Mm-hmm. I'm actually confident that what I do is well, what I do is good. I know I lead a good team. I know that I'm solid. I know my information well. I know I'm a hard worker. So why am I going to bow up to them? Mm-hmm. I'm not threatened by them. Mm-hmm. It's no big deal to me. Let's do this.
Right. And yeah, and even if you feel those, you're compelled to kind of have those feelings or to do something to bow up or whatever, because maybe you are insecure. Not everyone's secure, whatever. Just keep it on the inside. Don't behave like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just know that, okay, I'm feeling this, but I'm not going to behave
because when somebody bows up to you, when somebody bows up to me, I don't get the feeling that they're secure and confident, and I don't even get the feeling that they're good. I get the feeling like, oh, this guy's protecting something. This guy's hiding something.
Yeah.
He must not be that good because he's intimidated by me. That's why he's bowing up to me.
Right.
If he wasn't intimidated by me, he'd be treating me cool.
Yep.
But he is intimidated by me. So the tougher you try and act, that's actually to a skilled kind of person that can read people, the tougher you try and act, the weaker you actually appear.
Yeah.
Now, if you're running around intimidating white belts, either in the business world or on the jiu-jitsu mat, that doesn't matter because you can win anyways.
Yep.
Just don't be intimidating the white belts.
Yeah, bro.
All right.
But yeah, make them want to be friends with you. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. I'm going to remember that one.